Anyone that's from Texas or has moved to Texas in the past 30 plus years is very familiar with the fire ant. The fire ant is a very dangerous little creature with a very, very irritating sting.
Initially, we did not have our flower beds in, and when we put them in, it was like all the fire ants just went right into the bed. So it was quite a headache to weed and keep the garden going.
I did a lot of my own landscaping, and so I was very intimate with the fire ants, and there was a lot of them. Fortunately, I'm not allergic, so that was fine, but they're really irritating and they attack like crazy.
Not only do we have homeowners out here, we have community property, such as this dock and where the starting docks are for the skiers. We also have some absentee owners that have lots, and they may even be out of state. And treating a couple of lots in a row may or may not do any good when the third lot is vacant, and the ants can die on one lot and just come over from the next lot. When you're skiing in a tournament, if you fall or when you fall, you swim to the nearest shore, and oftentimes it might be on the back side of the lake, and you may end up having to walk the entire distance of the lake back to the starting dock with no shoes on, and that was always a concern, that you can just get eaten alive coming back if you weren't real careful. Or if you had your husband or friend could bring you some flip-flops.
Before, we'd come out here and you'd see mounds all over the lots. It looked like a prairie dog village with all little mounds out there. And it was a real problem. And besides just the aesthetics of seeing all these fire ant mounds everywhere, it was a danger problem. Right now, Lydia and I are sitting here on this dock, and previously we'd have to constantly be looking at our feet to make sure that we weren't being attacked by these ferocious fire ants. And in February, we happened to be down at a home show and saw the Texas Cooperative Extension's booth set up there. And so we were really glad to find Dr. Paul Nestor, that he could show us a way to use broadcast baits and control this for a small percentage of what we initially were spending for fire ant control on our individual basis.
Strategy at Lago Santa Fe was to develop a community-wide fire ant control program. The typical homeowner treats fire ants from property line to property line. But at Lago Santa Fe, in order to get effective control results, by August of 2002, we had to make certain that the entire community was treated. At first count, we found anywhere from 160 to 200 fire ant mounds per acre, with each mound capable of producing from 100,000 to 500,000 fire ants per mound.
We used a combination of hydromethanol, which is a metabolic inhibitor bait, which is considered a fast-acting bait, and we also used an insect growth regulator bait, which was S-methoprene, to get added longevity, take us on into the August timing. We used several different methods for broadcasting the bait. Not only did we make use of the homeowners broadcasting bait in their own yard with some handheld spreaders, we also used a bait blower that is mounted in the bed of a truck that was developed in cooperation not only with Texas A&M engineers, but also with our highway department and the engineering department to devise this blower. We could actually drive the roads and blow bait into the different yards, and I actually have to travel on the yards. To be able to broadcast bait over a large area and get close to the land, we use an ATV mounted spreader, which makes it easy because then the homeowner, those that have ATVs, or if they have access to ATV, can actually mount the spreader on the back of it and then get up close to the banks. One of our problems with the 4 lakes here is getting up close to the banks and not actually getting into the water themselves. The ATV gave us that ability to get up close and also spread in more close areas where our bait blower couldn't get to. April 28th when we started broadcasting bait, and then we monitored the activity before and after. In fact, when we started off, we had about an average of 160 mounds per acre up to 200 mounds per acre per acre lots. All these homes are situated on acre lots. And we came back in 6 weeks later after broadcasting of the combination bait of hydromethanol and S-methoprene, which was Amdro and Extinguish. We came back in 6 weeks later. We had about 69% control at that time doing quarter acre circles. Came back in 12 weeks later in June, which was right before one of their first events they were going to have, host for that summer, and we had up to 89% control. Coming back in August, right before the 2002 Nationals, we had leveled off about 85% control, and that's what we used on, or that's the control we had on into the event itself.
In April, they treated, and it was amazing how fast they all moved out. My kids actually didn't mind helping me take care of the flower beds anymore because they weren't getting just, converged on. They're pretty aggressive. So we've been very happy, and then all through the summer, it really seemed to work.
Since we've had the baiting done, I still get out in the garden and do some landscaping, and it's a rare occurrence that I get attacked, which is really nice. Before there was mounds, volcano-like mounds, and on the properties next door. So we're really pleased, and I'm really pleased. The dogs are pleased. They have to get out and lie in it too, so we're pretty happy about this whole control thing.
We had over 15 inches of rain just in one day during the tournament, and when you get a big rain, the fire ants really surface and they come out in swarms, and we had ditches full of water where people were walking through them, and they would have just been covered with ants, and it would have really looked bad for the community, our area, and the state as well, where all these people coming over from the United States go home with an idea that Texas is nothing but fire ants and what a problem they are, and it turned out to be that they went away thinking it was just a rain-saturated ski site.
We have monsoon season in August.
And in the end, we could walk away, leaving the residents at Lago Santa Fe an effective control program that they could carry out every year with hopes that the event could return to Lago Santa Fe. In essence, that's what extension programming is all about, helping people help themselves.
Before we had the fire baiting project, we would be eaten alive by fire ants. The bites would last like weeks, and they would swell up sometimes. But now, after the fire ant baiting project, we can play outside happily with our dogs and frisbees and not have any problems at all.